Hi everyone, I'm Mumu from Susan's family. Today I'll teach you the crocheting method for the koi Snood scarf. This scarf is divided into several parts: the head, the gills, the mouth, the body, the fins, the eyes and the button loop. Let's start with the head. Start with a chain ring method. Crocheting in rounds counterclockwise. Several crochet stitches will be applied, all marked on the chart. I won't list them one by one here. Please watch my demonstration of the specific crocheting method. Take the corresponding yarn. The swatch is made with cotton yarn for better visibility. Using cotton yarn for demonstration. Colors are random. For specific yarn, color scheme and hook size, please refer to the detail page of our product and paper instructions. Start with a chain stitch. Make a slip knot first. Adjust it. Then crochet chain stitches. Pay attention, don't crochet the chains too tight. After completing, check the stitch count. One chain space represents one stitch. Then fold the chain in half. With the braid-like texture facing you. Don't twist the chains. Then insert the hook into the front loop of the first chain stitch. Work one slip stitch. The joining slip stitch at the end of the round doesn't count as one stitch. Pull tight to prevent extra stitches later. This completes the starting chain. Move on to the first round. First, make one chain stitch as the turning chain for the single crochet, which doesn't count as one stitch. Work one single crochet into the slip stitch position below. Place the yarn tail underneath. Leave it for now. Pick up the top loop of the chain below. Work single crochets correspondingly into each stitch. Complete this round. After finishing the last stitch, check the stitch count. It should match the starting stitch count. Then, on the first single crochet of the round, work one slip stitch into the stitch. Pull tight. The first round is complete. We'll consider the side with clearer texture as the right side of the fabric. Move on to round 2. First, make one chain stitch as the beginning chain into the first stitch of the first round below, which is the slip stitch insertion position. Work one single crochet. Then pick up stitches, and work single crochets correspondingly. Complete this round. Finish with a slip stitch on the starting stitch. Pull tight. The second round is complete. For the third round afterward, follow the same method as round 2 for crocheting. Everyone complete it. Now work the fourth round. Make 1 chain as the beginning chain. When the round starts with a single crochet, always make 1 chain as the beginning chain. No further reminders afterward. Pick up stitches, and work 2 single crochets correspondingly. Pay attention not to miss the first stitch at the slip stitch position. Then work 1 single crochet increase, which means work 2 single crochets into the same stitch. Single crochet increase completed. Continue with 4 single crochets. One single crochet increase. We will work even for 4 single crochets. Then 1 single crochet increase pattern, called increase every 4th stitch. Follow this pattern to complete the round. After the last single crochet increase is completed, work 2 single crochets, matching the first 2 stitches. To complete this pattern, join with a slip stitch to finish. Round 4 is completed. For rounds 5 through 8, continue using the method from round 2. Work even single crochets around. Complete this as instructed. When counting rounds, count the raised textures as your guide. 1 texture represents 1 round. The sample swatch here has 4 rounds. Now I'll demonstrate round 9. Start by working 5 single crochets correspondingly. Two single crochets into the same stitch. Follow this increase every other 5 stitches method. Complete this round. Finish with a slip stitch. Round 9 is completed. Continue crocheting in rounds while referring to the chart for subsequent rounds, and increase stitches at corresponding rounds. Specific increase pattern and stitch count. You can refer to the table. Pay attention that between 2 increase rounds, positions should be staggered as much as possible. Everyone follow the chart to complete the second to last round. After completing, measure the fabric piece's dimensions. Put together with the data provided in the pattern. If there's a significant difference, adjust your tension and recrochet to avoid affecting the finished product's size. Now I'll use a swatch to demonstrate the final round. Rounds are not for reference. Check before crocheting. The stitch looks like these 2 strands of yarn. The strand closer to you is called the front loop. The other one is the back loop. This entire round is worked by picking up the front loops. First pick the front loop of the slip stitch position stitch. This part is shorter, don't miss it. Work 1 single crochet. Then pick the front loops and work single crochets correspondingly. Complete this round. Finish with a slip stitch. The last round is done. The wrong side forms a row of small horizontal lines. Leave the yarn tails unprocessed for now. This completes the explanation of the fish head. Next, learn the fish gills. Work back and forth on the fish head. Many new stitch techniques are used. The chart has all the markings, so I won't list them one by one here. Please watch my demonstration of the crocheting method. First, work row 1. Make 1 chain as your beginning chain. Turn the work. This row is crocheted on the wrong side. Start with a single crochet decrease. First, pick the left side 2 stitches. Correspondingly, make 2 incomplete single crochets. Insert into the last round ending stitch of the fish head. Note that when on the wrong side, the stitch is at the upper left. Pull the yarn through. First stitch completed. Continue inserting into the left stitch. Pull the yarn through. Second stitch completed. Finally, yarn over and draw through all loops in once. Single crochet decrease completed. Next, pick up stitches and work single crochets correspondingly. When there are 2 stitches left at the end, make a single crochet decrease. Note that the second stitch is perfectly placed at the slip stitch join spot from the previous round. Finally, yarn over and draw through all loops in once. Single crochet decrease completed. The row 1 is completed. Continue to crochet row 2. Make 1 beginning chain to start. Turn the work. Begin single crochet decrease. Then refer to the chart to crochet the corresponding number of single crochets. After completing, make 2 single crochets into the same stitch. Continue to crochet corresponding single crochets afterward. Make a single crochet decrease on the last 2 stitches. Row 2 is completed. For rows 3 to 5 afterward, work back and forth following the method of row 2. Pay attention to the beginning and ending decreases. Work even in the middle. When counting row numbers, you can count 1 row on the wrong side, 1 row on the right side with single crochet texture. Everyone complete it. Now crochet row 6. Make 1 beginning chain to start. Turn the work. Begin with a single crochet decrease. Then correspondingly make 2 single crochets. 3 half double crochets. 2 double crochets, 2 half double crochets, 2 single crochets, 2 slip stitches, the oval-shaped slip stitch in the chart doesn't need to be pulled tight. Continue crocheting according to the pattern chart afterward. Cut the yarn after completing. Secure with 1 chain stitch. Stretch the loop. Leave a 5 cm yarn tail and cut off. Pull tight. Row 6 is completed. Continue to crochet row 7. First turn the work. Find the right side slip stitch position from the previous row. Pick up the chain of the rightmost slip stitch. Which is this stitch? Join yarn. You can make a knot. Draw the yarn through to form a loop. Adjust it. Joining the yarn is done. Make 1 beginning chain to start. Then on the left side slip stitch and adjacent stitch. Work 1 single crochet decrease. Insert the hook into the chain of the slip stitch. Weave in the yarn tail together. Then correspondingly make single crochets. Continue crocheting until 1 stitch remains before the left side slip stitch. Reach the corresponding position. Pick up the stitch and the left side slip stitch. Work 1 single crochet decrease. Row 7 is completed. For rows 8 to 10 next, continue working back and forth according to the pattern chart. Note that after completing the single crochet decrease, at the end of row 10, work 1 slip stitch into the starting stitch of the previous row, which is this edge insertion point. Pull tight. Cut the yarn. Row 10 is completed. Work the final row. Find the single crochet decrease at the end of row 1. Join yarn at its edge insertion point, which is the slip stitch position on the last round of the fish head. Make one beginning chain to start. Work one single crochet in the same position. Then pick up the edge chain spaces between each row. These edge chain spaces correspondingly make 5 single crochets. When reaching the skipped stitch position on row 6, correspondingly make 1 single crochet, 3 half double crochets, 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet 2 in 1, which means work 2 double crochets in the same stitch. Completed a DC 2 in 1. Continue with 1 double crochet 2 in 1. Two half double crochets, 3 single crochets, 1 slip stitch. Slip stitch into the chain formed by the slip stitch below. On the left side of the previously crocheted slip stitch, work 1 more slip stitch. The gap between rows. Correspondingly make 1 single crochet, 2 half double crochets, on the last row of stitches, continue to correspondingly make 2 half double crochets. 1 HDC 2 in 1, which means work 2 half double crochets in the same stitch. HDC 2 in 1 is completed. Continue to follow the pattern chart for the corresponding stitch techniques. Complete the 10th row of stitches. Pick up the gap on the edge and correspondingly make 2 half double crochets. One single crochet. At the beginning chain position of the 7th row, pick up 2 appropriate strands. Work 1 slip stitch. Join the yarn with another slip stitch at the joining position. Continue to pick up stitches and work the corresponding stitch patterns. Continue to pick up the gap on the side and correspondingly make 5 single crochets. Insertion point for the first row. Work 1 single crochet. Stretch the loop after completion. Leave a 10 cm yarn tail and fasten off. Thread the yarn tail through the yarn needle. Weave from the starting stitch position to the wrong side. Then back into the chain where the yarn tail is located. Weave to the wrong side again. Adjust slightly. Fasten off like this. The ending connection will look neater. Tuck the yarn tail along the texture on the wrong side. You can weave in a few more stitches. Trim excess tail. This completes the gills. Next, learn the mouth. At the starting point of the head, crochet in rounds counterclockwise for the mouthpiece, then fold and sew together. Finally, add a round of slip stitches for decoration at the bottom. Watch my demonstration of the crochet method. First, crochet the first round of the mouthpiece. Take the corresponding yarn. Note that the actual project uses 2 strands of yarn for crocheting. You can take yarn from both the center and outer ring of the skein simultaneously. Combine them as one strand. The swatch uses only 1 cotton yarn for convenience to make it clearer. I'm demonstrating with a single strand of cotton yarn. When crocheting, you'll encounter 1 strand of yarn. In reality, it corresponds to 2 strands of yarn. Please be careful not to take the wrong yarn. Position the fish head with the starting point facing up. Find the yarn tail position. On the left side, chain stitch. Insert into the previous single crochet's insertion point. Join the yarn. Work 1 single crochet in the same stitch. Weave in the yarn tails together. Then pick the insertion point of the single crochet. Work single crochets correspondingly. Complete this round. For the last stitch, insert into the slip stitch position to crochet. After completion, check the stitch count. It should match the number of chains. Finish with a slip stitch. The first round is complete. For the following rounds, continue crocheting single crochets evenly around. Remember to start each round with a turning chain, finish with a slip stitch and pull tight. After completing the last round, leave about 50 cm yarn tail, and cut the yarn. Complete it as instructed. This way the fish mouthpiece is crocheted. Next, sew the fish mouthpiece together. Thread the yarn tail through the needle. Turn the piece outward. Wrong side texture facing out. Pick up the stitches of the last round, corresponding to the insertion point of the first round. Sew together correspondingly. Thread through each stitch, then pass back through the same stitch. Gently tighten. You can also sew using your preferred method, as long as the texture looks neat here. After finishing all sewing, tie a knot and weave in the ends on the wrong side. The sewing is done. Finally, take the corresponding yarn, at the first round stitch position of the fish head, which is at this indentation. Work a round of slip stitch decoration. Join yarn at any stitch. Insert into each stitch and work slip stitches correspondingly. Do not tighten. If your hands are tight, you can slightly stretch the loop before crocheting, to keep the fabric flat and neat. After completing the last stitch position, stretch the loop. Leave a 10 cm yarn tail to fasten off. Thread the needle. Pass through underneath the starting chain. Then back through the chain where the yarn tail is, and to the wrong side. Adjust it. This way the finishing end won't show seam marks. Tie a knot with the 2 yarn tails. Simply tuck them in along the texture. Everyone complete it. This way the slip stitch decoration is done. The fish mouth is explained. Next, learn the fish body. Continue crocheting in rounds counterclockwise on the fish head. Color changes are needed during the process. Pay attention. Some yarns use 2 strands together for crocheting. Don't take the wrong yarn. The new stitch technique used is DC2 together in 1 treble crochet and TR2 tog in 1. Please watch my demonstration of the crocheting method. First, work round 1. Find the wrong side of the fish head. This circle of horizontal lines, which is the back loop of the second to last round remaining on the fish head. Here you can fold the gills outward. At the gill seam, join the yarn on the small back loop on the left side. Work 1 single crochet in the same stitch. Two chain stitches. Skip 1 stitch. Continue to work 1 single crochet in the back loop. We consider these 4 stitches as 1 single crochet pattern. Then work 4 chain stitches. Skip 4 stitches underneath. Work another single crochet pattern. Pay attention to the skipped stitches. We consider these 4 chain stitches and the single crochet pattern as one group. Repeat 3 more times. Pay attention that 4 chain stitches correspond to skipping 4 stitches underneath. After completing, work 4 chain stitches. Skip 5 stitches underneath. Work 1 single crochet pattern. Then follow the technique of skipping 4 stitches. Work 4 more groups. Don't make mistakes with the skipped stitches. After completing the last single crochet pattern, work 4 chain stitches. Perfectly skip 5 stitches on the left side. Join with a slip stitch to the starting stitch. You can check the number of chain spaces. It should be 10. The specific position of skipping 5 stitches. You can also adjust according to actual conditions. The first round is done. Move on to round 2. First chain 1 to begin. This stitch can be worked slightly loose. Work 1 single crochet in the left chain space. Next 4 chain space. Work 2 double crochets. One chain and 2 double crochets. We consider the crocheted stitches in the space as one fan pattern 1. Continue working single crochets in the single crochet pattern chain space of the previous round. 4 chain space work fan pattern 1. Repeat this process, alternate crocheting single crochets and fan pattern 1. Complete this round. Join with a slip stitch at the starting stitch. The second round is complete, since the next round requires switching colors, and this color will be used again soon. Secure the yarn tail. Pull a large loop. Thread the yarn ball through the loop. Pull tight. This turns the loop into a single strand. Place it behind. Now work the third round. Take the corresponding yarn. Pay attention to combining two strands. Join yarn at the slip stitch position from the previous round. Chain 3. Work 1 treble crochet in the same stitch. Yarn over twice. Insert the hook. Pull the yarn through. Yarn over and draw through the first 2 loops. Repeat 3 times. The treble crochet is completed. Continue with 2 chain stitches. Work 1 DC2 puff in the same stitch. First make 2 incomplete treble crochets. Yarn over twice. Insert the hook. Pull the yarn through. Yarn over and draw through the first 2 loops. Repeat 2 times. The first stitch is completed. Continue with the second stitch. Yarn over twice. Insert the hook. Pull the yarn through. Yarn over and draw through the first 2 loops. Repeat 2 times. The second stitch is completed. Yarn over and draw through all loops in once. The treble crochet 2 together in 1 is done. Hereafter referred to as bobble stitch. Continue with 1 bobble stitch in the next single crochet. First make 2 incomplete treble crochets. Yarn over and draw through all loops in once. Bobble stitch completed. Continue with 2 chains. Make another bobble stitch in the same position. We consider the stitch pattern worked on this stitch as 1 bobble flower 1. Continue with bobble flower 1 in the next single crochet. Correspondingly make bobble flower 1 in the single crochets below. Complete this round. Join with a slip stitch in the first treble crochet stitch. Place the previous yarn tail underneath. Take a look. If the fabric is too wrinkled, adjust your tension and recrochet. Make the chain slightly looser. Try to keep the fabric even and flat. Secure the yarn. Use the same method as before. Place it behind for now. Round 3 is completed. Move on to round 4. Hang the yarn end from round 2. On round 2, right side of the yarn tail. In the middle chain space of fan pattern 1, draw the yarn through. Keep the floating yarn close to the fabric behind. This completes the joining. Work 1 single crochet at the joining position. Pay attention when making beginning chain and single crochet, wrap the previous round together. In the middle chain space of left side plum blossom 1, work 1 fan pattern 1. Left side corresponding to fan pattern 1 on round 2 below. Work single crochet in the middle space. Wrap the previous round together. Continue on plum blossom 1 of previous round. Work 1 fan pattern 1. Check it. This round is the same as round 2. Alternating single crochets and fan pattern 1. Only single crochets worked on interval 1 round below. On the corresponding fan pattern 1. Wrap the stitch techniques of the previous round together. Fan pattern 1 worked on plum blossom 1 of previous round, creating a staggered effect with the pattern of round 2. Repeat this process to complete this round. Finish with a slip stitch on the starting single crochet. Secure the yarn tails. If the two yarns behind are tangled together, pay attention to separate them in time. Round 4 completed. Now work on round 5. Hang the yarn end from the third round. Join the yarn at the slip stitch position from the previous round. Carry the yarn across close to the fabric. Keep the fabric flat. No further reminders will be given later. First, make 3 chain stitches. Work 1 treble crochet in the same stitch. Yarn over twice. Insert the hook. Pull the yarn through. Yarn over and draw through the first 2 loops. Repeat 3 times. Treble crochet is complete. Complete 1 special bobble stitch, then make 3 chain stitches. Work 1 bobble stitch in the same stitch. Consider the crocheted stitches as 1 bobble 2. Compared to bobble 1, the number of chain stitches changes from 2 to 3. When crocheting, pay attention to the stitch pattern changes. Continue working single crochet on the previous round. Work 1 bobble 2. Note that the middle is 3 chain stitches. Correspondingly make bobble 2 on the single crochet below. Complete this round. Join with a slip stitch. Secure the yarn. Round 5 is completed. Continue to crochet round 6. Hang the yarn from round 4. On the fan pattern 1 separated by 1 round below, join the yarn in the chain space. Start with 1 single crochet. Remember to wrap the previous round stitches. Work 5 double crochets in the left side bobble 2 space. We consider these 5 double crochets as 1 fan pattern 2. Continue working single crochets on fan pattern 1 separated by 1 round below. Crochet fan pattern 2 on the left side bobble 2. Alternate crocheting single crochets and fan pattern 2 downward. Complete this round. Finish with a slip stitch. Secure the yarn tails. Round 6 is completed. Move on to round 7. Use the yarn from round 5. Join the yarn at the slip stitch position from the previous round. Start crocheting 1 special bobble 2. After completing it, chain 1. Crochet 1 bobble 2 on the next single crochet. After completing it, chain 1. This round continues downward on the single crochets from the previous round. Correspondingly make bobble 2, with 1 chain stitch as transition between them. Continue to complete this round. After the last chain stitch is done, join with a slip stitch at the starting stitch. Secure the yarn. The 7th round is complete. Now crochet round 8. Start with the yarn tail from round 6. Join yarn at the middle stitch of the fan pattern 2 in the same round. Work 1 single crochet. Mindful to wrap the chain from the previous round. Crochet 1 fan pattern 2 into the chain space of the left side bobble 2. Continue on the corresponding fan pattern 2 below the left side. Pick up the middle stitch and work 1 single crochet. Wrap the chain above. Then crochet another fan pattern 2. You can see, this round uses the same technique as round 6, the pattern continues staggered. Continue to follow the chart to complete this round. Join with a slip stitch to finish. Secure the yarn. Round 8 is complete. Now you can measure the height of the fish body section. Compare with the data given in the chart. If there's a significant difference, you need to adjust your tension and recrochet, or adjust your tension later, to ensure the final length is suitable. For the remaining rounds of the fish body, continue crocheting in rounds with these 2 colors alternately. Crochet the round with popcorn stitches. Start joining the yarn at the slip stitch position from the previous round. Follow the chart to crochet the popcorn stitches. Since the width of the fish body varies, the popcorn stitch technique will also change accordingly. When you're crocheting, remember to follow the chart. Pay attention to the number of chain stitches in the middle of the popcorn stitch, and the number of chain stitches between popcorn stitches. For rounds with changes, the stitch colors on the chart will be different. Make sure not to crochet the wrong stitches. After finishing with a slip stitch, secure the yarn. Crochet a round of fan patterns. Starting from the round where the yarn tail is located. Join yarn at the middle of the right fan shape. The middle position might be a chain space, or it could be the central stitch. When working single crochets on the fan shape, also wrap the stitches from the previous round into them. On the popcorn stitch of the previous round, crochet the corresponding fan pattern. The fan patterns here will also change with the number of rounds. Pay attention to the number of double crochets and whether chain stitches are present. Finish with a slip stitch in the starting single crochet, secure the yarn, ultimately forming 2 staggered rounds of patterns. The joining yarn mark angled to the right. Refer to the pattern chart. Crochet all the way down to round 70 of the fish body. During the crocheting process you might encounter running out of one yarn ball, situations where you need to join yarn. Here I'll demonstrate the joining method with a swatch. Tie a knot with the new yarn on the yarn tail. Push it to the bottom. Place the knot and yarn tail on the wrong side of the fabric. Then continue crocheting. For convenient positions to weave in ends, you can weave them together. For inconvenient positions to weave in ends, just weave the yarn tail along the texture on the wrong side. This is the method of joining yarn. Next I'll demonstrate round 71 with a swatch. First join yarn. Begin working one special DC3 bobble. After completing, on the left single crochet stitch, work 1 DC2 puff. First make 2 incomplete double crochets. Yarn over. Insert. Pull the yarn through. Yarn over and draw through the first 2 loops. First stitch completed. Continue to the second stitch. Yarn over. Insert. Pull the yarn through. Yarn over and draw through the first 2 loops. Second stitch completed. Yarn over and draw through all loops in once. The DC2 puff is done. Continue with 2 chains. Make another DC2 puff in the same stitch. First make 2 incomplete double crochets. Yarn over and draw through all loops in once. The DC2 puff is done. We consider this crocheted stitch pattern as 1 bobble 3. Continue to make 1 bobble 1 on the next single crochet. After completion, make 1 bobble 3 on the left single crochet stitch. Check after completion. This round is worked on single crochets, alternating bobble 1 and bobble 3. Repeat this process. Complete this round. Join with a slip stitch. Secure the yarn. Round 71 is completed. For round 72, refer to the pattern chart. Now work round 73. First join the yarn. Chain 2. Work 1 double crochet in the same stitch. Complete a special DC2 puff. Chain 2. Work 1 DC2 puff in the same stitch. Complete a special bobble 3. Next work on the single crochets of the previous round, alternate bobble 1 and bobble 3. Finish this round. Slip stitch into the first stitch. Weave in ends. Round 73 is completed. Continue crocheting in rounds according to the chart, all the way down to round 84. Now I'll demonstrate round 85 with a swatch. First join the yarn. Make 3 beginning chains. Counts as 1 double crochet, chain 2 for transition. Work 1 double crochet in the same stitch. Continue to the next single crochet, work 1 double crochet, chain 2, and 1 double crochet. Continue following the pattern chart. Crochet this stitch pattern in the single crochets. Complete this round. After the last double crochet is done, join with a slip stitch in the beginning chain. Find the third chain stitch from the bottom. Insert the hook into 2 strands to crochet. Secure the yarn. Round 85 is completed. Continue crocheting in rounds according to the chart. Pay attention to the stitch pattern changes when crocheting the fan pattern. Follow the chart all the way down to the second to last round. Check the dimensions while crocheting. Ensure the final length fits properly. After completing the second to last round, no need to secure the yarn at the end. Continue working the last round. Here I'll demonstrate with a swatch. First, make a single crochet at the slip stitch join spot from the previous round. When crocheting, carry the lower yarn strand along for a bit. Then pick up stitches and chain spaces. Work single crochets correspondingly. After carrying it for a bit, trim off the yarn tail behind. Continue to work single crochets to complete this round. Check the stitch count after completing. Finish with a slip stitch. Fasten off the yarn. This completes the last round. The fish body is now done.